More than a century after the lynching of an African American in Chattanooga, construction for a memorial is set to start, and Caroline Corrigan has that story.
It's a staple in the scenic city, a tourist attraction which spans across the Tennessee River. But there is no denial of the dark past hovering over the Walnut Street Bridge. On March 19, 1906, an angry mob of men broke into the county jail, dragging out Ed Johnson, an African-American man falsely accused of raping a white woman. The mob brought him here to the Walnut Street Bridge and lynched him. It's a story LaFrederick Thurkill has shared for more than 20 years.
You know, his famous last words were, "God bless you all, I am an innocent man."
Those words now engraved on his tombstone at Pleasant Gardens Cemetery. His death sparked outrage and a response from President Theodore Roosevelt as the U.S. Department of Justice and Secret Service started an investigation into the lynching. Eventually, the U.S. Supreme Court found the sheriff guilty of contempt of court. More than 100 years later, a memorial for Johnson and his two attorneys will be placed at the south end of the Walnut Street Bridge.
There are three statues. Two of them represent the attorneys, and one represents Ed Johnson. And so it's in a circular pattern.
It comes at a time of unrest for our community. As Chattanooga protesters march into their 7th week of protests following the death of George Floyd, a death Thurkill describes as a public lynching, similar to Ed Johnson's death in 1906.
So when you think about the fact that there's still so much work to be done, and we've not yet arrived, and America has to have some hard conversations.
While some Chattanoogans feel resentment toward this bridge, he says it serves as an opportunity for people to come together.
But I only believe that that can happen when there's true diversity in those kinds of conversations. A group of black people getting together won't do it. A group of white people getting together by themselves won't do it. You have to have that diversity in order for those conversations to happen, in order to get to the point of reconciliation.
Reporting in Chattanooga, Caroline Corrigan, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Construction begins later this month, and the project should be completed by next spring.